What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to A Different Perspective. Again, this is the channel where we further the conversation when it comes to the human experience in regards to self-development, mental health, dating, and everything else in between. Have the necessary conversations and talk about the different perspectives that are involved and revolve around any given topic. And with that being said, we got another video here today from content creator. I believe her name is Roma Army, and shout out to you, young lady. Happy birthday. Heard it was your birthday today. But yeah, you guys asked me to do another video on her. And yeah, so we're about to dive into it. Now, I saw some of the comments from the last video. People were talking about her in regards to her past or whatever that was. I'm not entirely sure about her past. I don't know this woman that well. All I know is that her messages in the videos that are currently being uploaded to YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is, are solid. And sometimes we got to learn how to be able to separate the message from the messenger. No, none of us are perfect. I myself have a dark past, but yeah, that's just that. We got to learn how to separate the message from the messenger sometimes, especially when it comes to past something. If someone have moved past something and they're in a different place in their life now, don't hold it against them, because I'm pretty sure you yourself wouldn't want it to be held against you, your past against you. So with that being said, we're gonna dive into this video. This title is "She Thinks Men Have It Way Easier with Dating." I'm assuming it's this TikTok girl right here. Are boys and girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
Men have it way easier with dating. Let me explain why.
Not in there. No, not in there. Shit. Not in there. I don't see it in here. Last plate and check. Not in the garbage. Yeah, sorry. Don't mind me. I'm all over the place today. I was just trying to figure out where the hell she got that from.
She's stupid. I'm trying to figure out where the hell she got that from. For real. Where did she get that from? We live in the age of Instagram models and OnlyFans girls. Are you serious? These women are getting money thrown at them by thirsty men just for being attractive. They have the pick of the litter of these guys. I need her to make this make sense. Let's hear it.
Men have it way easier with dating.
Explain.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
Men pick who they pursue versus women pick through who pursued.
Are you serious? Woman, are you serious? You basically just told why women have it easier. A man picks who he pursues, right? I don't think women understand just how much pursuing a man has to do in order to be able to get one woman. You just can't assume that you're going to get the first or every woman that you go up to. It doesn't work that way, ladies. I myself am currently trying to pursue 6 different women, because I know out of that 6, I'll be lucky if I get one of them. But guess what? Those 6 women, each of them have 6 men that are pursuing them, meaning that they can just decide which one of those men that they would prefer to give their all to. Meaning, women have it easier.
Big difference.
If only there was a really simple solution to that. Oh wait, it's called pursue men. They love it. Human beings like to be pursued. What is stopping you from pursuing a man you like? Huh?
Society says that the man pursues the woman. This means that men get to go through an incredibly healthy exercise of looking at all their options.
Incorrect. Completely incorrect. She said that this means that men get to go through an incredibly healthy exercise of pursuing their options. That is completely incorrect.
Of looking at all their options, deciding what they want, and then spending the time pursuing that.
That is not healthy. It's not deciding what you want. It really isn't deciding what you want. The women are the ones deciding what they want. The men are just shooting their shot with as many women as they possibly can, so that one of them, if they're lucky, would be like, yeah, sure, I'll be with you. The only time what she said really applies is when a guy has multiple women that all want him. But for the average guy, he got to shoot his shot at a whole lot of females for 1 to 2 to actually take interest in him. Now, for that other guy that most women go after, that rare, that 10 to 20% of men that majority of women want, yeah, they have it that way. They got a bunch of females that actually want them. So now these guys got the pick of the litter and they can choose who it is that they want to be with. But for the average Joe, like myself, no. I'm not choosing. I don't have the luxury to choose, hey, I want to be with you. She has to be fully invested in me first for me to simply say I want to be with you. Until then, she has to choose me. So I got to talk to a bunch of them for one to choose me. That's how it works for the average Joe. It's also requiring a man to take an insane amount of time out of his busy day to pursue these women. It's exactly what's happening with me. And I'm trying to find that balance of real life versus work life. And clearly one gets in the way of the other somehow. But I have to continue to do that because it's not enough for me to just go after one woman. My time can easily be wasted. I have to pursue multiple women so that I can find one that I'm actually compatible with. Women have it easier because there will be multiple men to like her, but she has to choose between those multiple men which one that she actually likes, which one that she feels that she's the most compatible with. But as a lot of us know, a lot of these women will sit there and continue to juggle all of these guys, especially if each one of these guys can provide something different for them. I have female friends that will tell you all day long they got their guy that take them out on dates, they got the guy that they sleep with, they got the guy that they just talk to, they got the guy that they travel with, whatever it may be. They got the guy that just gives them money. And they'll milk all of that. And then the guy that they end up being with long term, don't do none of that for them. I see it happen too much.
You know men get rejected. Like a lot, right?
Yes. A lot.
So like if we're following your ideology, it's a pretty old one, that men must pursue the women. I don't know why we're still following that in society. But if we're doing that, I'm a little bit confused. Because like especially nowadays, women are having a really hard time finding men who they're finding as suitable. Someone who makes as much money as them, etc., etc.
That's correct. It is. Women are finding it a lot harder to find men that they deem as suitable, which I find very interesting because, you know, we live in a time where so many women are pushing for equality, but equality would also mean for a woman to pursue a man just how men are supposed to be pursuing women. But you see a lot of older single women, which I'm finding myself dating, because the fact of reality is that's what's the most accessible to me right now. This person that I am, what I have to offer, the most accessible women to me right now are older single women. And my assumption is they feel as though their time clock is running out, so they're making themselves more readily available. And for a woman that is looking for something or someone sustainable that has his finances together, I would be an ideal man for a woman like that. These young girls, they don't care about that. They're out here running around. They don't care. They may look at someone like me and think, oh, he's going to want a serious relationship. I'm not ready for that. But truth be told, I don't. Not right now. Honestly. I want a relationship with an expiration date. Because I'm going to want another relationship and another and another and another until I get this whole out of my system.
Versus women are taught to sit back, wait to be pursued, and then from there you decide what you do and do not want from potential suitors coming up to you.
And that's why woman, you're just contradicting yourself in this entire video. That's why it's easier for you guys. Listen to this mess.
From there you decide what you do and do not want from potential suitors coming up to you. This is way more time intensive, and let me paint a picture of why.
How is that more time? No, it's not. Because all you have to do is say no, no, yes. We have to be actively pursuing you, taking time out of our day to be turned down by you.
We also get to pick. This isn't like the 40s where it's like, hey, will you marry me? Oh yeah, my dad says I have to. Like what? We also get to pick.
A man who comes up to you and you decide there's some things you like, some things you don't know about. You go ahead and give him a chance. After getting to know him for 2 weeks, you decide it's not right for you. That means you just spent 2 weeks on somebody that you may or may not have picked out of a crowd to begin with.
And it's not the same for us. I just spent 2 weeks trying to win you over. Money that came out of my pocket trying to get to know you. Because yeah, sure, the first date can be the most inexpensive coffee date, whatever. But if I'm pursuing you for 2 weeks and we done hung out 2 or 3 times in that 2 weeks, it done got more expensive than a coffee date. And now I have wasted 2 weeks of my time and my money to be turned down by you. Try again.
Yeah, there it is. I was hoping it wouldn't come, but there it is. Listen, as women, we say this incredibly selfish thing constantly. And it's the, oh, I wasted 2 years with you. I wasted a month with you. Oh, I had to spend 2 weeks with you and we didn't end up together. Well, here's the thing. If we're talking about the type of parasocial relationship that this lady's talking about, you know, where women just for some reason aren't able to approach men, then I assume that she probably also believes that men should pay for all the dates, the gifts, the things like that. So if you're talking about having to waste 2 weeks with somebody, well, probably like profiting financially and with gifts and stuff like that off of them, but then you go off to say, oh, well, there were things I didn't like about him, so now I just have to sit back and wait for somebody else to come to me. Like, do you hear how incredibly privileged that is?
Yes, precisely. It's funny, I spoke about this once before. There was a meme that was out on social media a couple of weeks ago, and they asked women, if you could switch bodies with a man for 1 day, what would be the first thing that you do? Every single woman said, oh, I would sleep with a female to know what the male experience was like. They asked men the same question, and almost all guys said, I would want to know what it would feel like to have female privilege. Isn't that funny? Female privilege is definitely a thing. There were guys saying, oh, I would love to be able to go to a bar or a club and get in for free and get all the drinks thrown at me free of charge and walk out drunk. Like there's so much privilege that women have that they are unaware of, because it's said that someone who is privileged is blind to their own privileges. But yeah, it's funny. Women have so much aggression and anger in regards to their place in the dating market, but they don't realize just how much easier they may have it. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and she's dating a lot, and some of the stuff that turns her off about what guys say is blocking her blessings, blocking her heart, blocking her from being able to get into relationship with an actual men, with actual guys, because she's letting little minute situations, little minute things that they may say irritate her or tick her off. And I'm like, look, every guy's gonna think that. You gotta calm down a bit.
What?
And a lot of us women don't even realize that this is happening, because this is just the way things are. So it's incredibly...
You heard what she just said? A lot of us women don't even know or think that this is happening because this is just the way things are. That right there is privilege. It's like I said before, people who are privileged a lot of times don't realize what their privileges are.
This is just the way things are. This is happening because this is just the way things are. So it's incredibly distracting to figure out what you want when you're in the process of this kind of dating.
I'm not trying to garner any sympathy for men because most men just aren't looking for sympathy. But the reality of it is...
That's correct. As much more difficult it is for us, we're not looking for sympathy. Don't sympathize with us. We get it. We get it.
Is that I think that it would be way more nerve-wracking, anxiety-stricken, and harder to have to go out there and face a whole bunch of possible rejection than just sit there and wait for people to come to you.
Think about that. You heard what she said. She couldn't have been more right. It is a lot more nerve-wracking as a man. Some men can handle it very well. I myself am learning to handle it very well, or better, I should say. Not well, I'm not doing that great at it, but I'm learning to handle it better, and that is rejection. It was something that for so long crippled me. And you got to also be able to understand from a man's standpoint or from a guy's standpoint why it is that he may be crippled by just the initial thought of being rejected by a woman. For me, myself, it had to do a lot with my past. I was rejected by friends. I was rejected by family. The people that mattered to me the most did the most rejecting to me. So when it came to romance and the matters of the heart in the romantical sense, that type of rejection I feared the most. I was absolutely terrified of because I had experienced so much rejection in my youth, in my childhood, in my young adult years. So I was like, nah, let me stay away from somebody potentially hurting my heart. I don't think I can handle that on top of this amount of rejection that I've already experienced. So ladies, take that into account. Rejection can be extremely hard for men.
Do you hear what I'm saying? I hope you hear how freaking privileged you sound.
There's some guys that when they get rejected, they get very, very heated. They get very mad. They start to downplay or mouth off at the woman. Oh, you're ugly anyway. Oh, I bet your feet stink, or whatever it is they may say. There's some guys that can't really take the rejection very well. So there's some women out there that understand that, hey, I need to be a bit sensible when it comes to my rejections, because there's some men out here that are very sensitive. But more often than none, when a woman gets rejected, she handles it the same way that those small amount of men who are overly aggressive handle it. Because a lot of times women aren't used to being rejected because they're not used to putting themselves out there in that manner. But yeah, man, look, this was an interesting video. This is one that we can, like I said, further the conversation on. Y'all comment down below what's your thoughts and opinions on this topic, and what are some of your own experiences when it came to rejection. Men, women, I welcome you both. Share the stories. I know people are gonna be in the comments having a lot to say, and I know y'all gonna have some good stories to tell, so we want to hear them. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the original will be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz, and I will catch you guys in the next one.